Honorable Nancy Achora will be doing the translation for the people of Lamwo.
Opango ruakme Lamwo.
Yes. La diblo watika moto wo Lamwo ani urima be. Lamwo urima be.
The Honorable Minister General Nek.
Entika moto la dib Minister ila Nek Kobaloke.
The other ministers.
The ministers Luwara Mukene Duchu Embeno Morogin.
All the other leaders.
The members me party Kachel Kilotera me party Duju Machikan la Dillo Beno Morawun.
And the people of Lamwo, all of us who are here.
O Morawun wak Melamwa Duju Kidamu Agi Kama Bo Agi Kama Chok.
First of all, I want to extend my condolences. First of all, I want to extend my condolences to the people of Uganda on the accident of the people who died on the accident on the road in Chiliandongo. I'm very sorry to hear that.
La dit lobo tika ripe kachel kiwana nywali me Uganda atirane jomatin gurwenyu kuogi ya wano megudi maguporo ikiriandongo district ni en benetie ikumu kachel kiwun machala nywali me Uganda mot muno kipero.
I've already told the status controller to give each family of the people who died 5 million shillings, 5 million shillings.
La diru wajuni ende tiako miyo rupcha Bodngat malayo kita lim me State House ni umiero nen ni pajo achel mapeka mano limugi kimini gi miliona bija bich wego kon iyup me yaku kindano makoni gien gi bichero ikumu malip ma porotini.
And those who were injured to be given 1 million each.
Kidong jo mukere maguno awano ento kuogi tima tieni en bene wajo ni kimini gi chente million achel wego kon kimatu wang ret.
This shows the importance of driving carefully, not overspeeding, not driving recklessly.
La diru wajo ni eri tie kawachuni awano me yo ma ubiro machala duogi meti kiguri marach kip maji eri tie kawachu lok da wajo ni kakitia ngwechi guri kiti ki yo mabe makaro duju lok me gwako speed me mutoka.
I am here to present the plans of the NRM for Uganda in the coming years, but also remind you of the contribution of NRM all this time.
La ditlo wajini entiri biro bod wundwak me Lamwo me wachiwu nero kilek mabe pagamente papati NRM mati komi bimwaka bit matika bira nyim mwagali bario kipiero bichel ni oi piero deku ya chel kidong bere gwako jemi mabejo mapati wani otimo ni chake eni donyi lodge imwagali bachel kimia bungwen kipiero boro wia bichel.
In the manifesto, whose copies will be brought to your villages by our NRM teams, we are making 7 points of what we have done and what we intend to do.
Ladiru wajuni kinge lima mege maeri biro tin bot wana nywali me Lamwo lumemba kilo lodge me party NRM gibi beru ka wot bot wunduju ikin paju kanywaku bot watam lep kinero mabe biro pagamente ijemi magitamani umiero kitin imwaki matika bira bit matia nyimi.
Speaking for the NRM, I'm very proud because there is what we have done, which you can see, but then there's also what we intend to do, which we can talk about.
machalo la chwaka wi mon papati NRM bijemi mabejo magamente ne otimo ma en tie ka doro wieni wakiti mukene mabejo mafuta ni mere kitiyo ne botun Lamwo machala munywali me Uganda.
If you go back to 1960, NRM has made 9 contributions to Uganda.
Ladiru wajeni kayiri neno ni chake mwagali bachel kimia bungwen kipiera bichel ni utin pati NRM kiken ena yidu ti ujimi mabejo atira gira bungwen makoni chera kawachu piera ni.
But in the manifesto, we talked about only 7, starting with 1986. We didn't go back to 1960.
Wajeni ilek kipiek pagamente pimwakabit matika biruni. En kachel kilu lodge me pati NRM pewa logo pijemi abungwen ni duju eto kikera biru mapigi tego dakbere kichako kwanu ne ki mwali bachel kimia boro kipiera mwali bachel kimia bungwen kipiera boro we are beach eto pigi dog mwali bachel kimia bungwen kipiera boro kipiera bachel nono.
Here in Lamwo, I will talk only about 3. Kuch.
Wachi lok me na machel ma ena yima pira tek loyo ena yi lok me kuch on your peace.
You people in Lamwo are witnesses about the issue of peace.
Wajeni wan na nywali me Lamwo wachi chadem makwo ilok wajeni kuch pian wan wabiri lwen pikar malach.
You know what war meant. You know what cattle rustling by the Karamajong meant, how much damage they caused.
Ladiru wajeni wan Lamwo peki bogo bodwa boga Jimmy Marajo malwen utimi kwawa Jimmy Marajo makwodiang pakoro mojong kilangi utimi kwawa pien wan waticha dem makwawa karo kichan enoni.
But now there is peace.
Ento kumbiri chawani pitij mabe papati NRM wandong watiki kuj Lamwo district mati Acholi sub-region.
This is the first time Uganda is at peace, the whole country, in the last 500 years.
Watimano bero tiana chaki inge mwaki chok miya bit kulu ilobo Uganda nyewe wilobo manyo lime Uganda tiki kuj mawano bera gonya la bonte lemo ilok meluwa matika bino.
Some people talk about Uganda as if it started under the British only.
I beg your pardon.
Some people talk about Uganda as if it started with the British.
Wachijo mukene magengi logo pi Uganda ni beru chalo lobo Uganda uchake kar padelo tara British.
Uganda was here long before the British came.
Kadiru wajini lobo Uganda uberu tie kan waikar mano fuddel utara unyo muhamba British pe yao bini Uganda kan no don wano tie.
Between 900 AD and 1400 AD, a large part of what is now Uganda and even parts of Congo and Tanzania were united under the dynasty of the Bachwezi, one of the ruling groups.
Kadiru wajini ni chake mwara Ali Bachel kimia abungwen nono nodong Jimmy Mukere Maraju nodo berutie Uganda kan chake kilwai ma beri Bachwezi ilobo tungangi kuja kama ampange unbe pongeoni.
That time we had peace for most of that time.
Wajini kari chani no beradon kutie ibut lobo Uganda Mukere ni.
But when the Bachwezi kingdom collapsed around 1400, the new kingdoms, Buganda, Bunyoro, Ankole, Rwanda, the chiefdoms of Tanzania, Acholi, Lamwo, they were busy fighting one another.
Wachikeri kabet kuchu berutie ilobo Uganda ikari chani. Ento kari malwen upori kimba Bachwezi, Lao, Acholi, Bunyoro, kaki mapari mati ilobo Uganda. Wano beru katele tutwal machalo kaki mati ilobo Uganda.
And that fighting continued until the British came.
Para nakamuono biri tit gien go biri Uganda no one furu bero kikori lwanyi enoni. Lwanyi mabiri kin kagani.
When the British came, they captured those kings who were fighting among themselves. They captured.
One machala nyuali me Uganda. Gien go ruaka machalo lwanyi. Kilu tiro magiloy wa machalo king ruori kabaga gi ki jomu kere mano gien giloy wikak mapari lobo Uganda.
They captured them like grasshoppers.
Uwero kiporo kinwa mawaberu kalwanyi kinwa machalo la chenne makane kene.
Now, when the British were here, they also caused their own wars.
Malmun ni biritichu berutie gien bero pigi ken gi kukelu lwanyi ikinwan machala nyuali me Uganda.
The war with Kabalega.
Lwanyi maubero ikaga matunku ya bod kabalega gi.
Their own wars among the Europeans, the First, Second World War.
Lwanyi pamuni mata, lwanyi me World War me achel, ki World War me ario nyo, lwanyi me wilobo me achel, ki wilobo me ario. Me otuju lwanyi mauberi kar, mabiri tit gen go bino botwa Uganda.
Karamoja was never stabilized.
Lwanyi mauberi lobo Karamoja.
So, when we got independence, situation got worse.
Karma wano o, karma loch ken ni mwakali bachel, kimi abu ngwen ki piera bachel wiario, pero me lwanyi lobo Uganda, ubiru dong maraja tira makaro laju.
The war between Mutesa and Obote in 1966.
Lwanyi eni do meta tira ikari pa ubore, mwakali bachel kimi abu ngwen ki piera bachel wiabichel, maraja dida lobo Uganda.
The wars of Idi Amin, 71 to 79.
Lwanyi mukena dago beri kar ma min dada tie machalo president mwakali bachel kimi abu ngwen ki piera biro wi achel mono lwanyi marach ma beri tie Uganda.
The wars that happened after Amin between NRM and the UPC.
Lwanyi mukene kinge loch pa min dago poro ikin lupati NRM kachel kia yup mawano bari UPC ni.
And even when NRM took power, you remember there were these wars by coin, by ADF, by cattle rustlers.
Kere ka bedbere NRM gien gulay lwanyi palo UPC ni. Lwanyi mukene furu mete machalo lwanyi pa coin. Lwanyi pa ADF mati border me Congo. Ki lwanyi mukene matino mete ki beru tie Uganda kany.
But the NRM has now, supported by you people, has been able now to defeat all these groups, and we have peace now in the whole country, from north to south, from east to west.
Ladiro waye ni tuye yom dage logo ka waga ni kere ka bet kere karo ki jemi egini duje machala nyoli me Uganda kumbeti tawa ni watiki kut ikumala me Uganda ikuporo cheng kudiere tuak ping me Uganda duju kutie ye pien gamete me nara intikatit mabe.
And the cattle rustlers have been disarmed in Karamoja.
Luko diangwa magindi aki Karamoja benedong gien dong kumberi ki tuak rom ki ping lok me ko diang dong tie la tem.
So therefore, when you are assessing, weighing the groups which want to vote, this is the contribution of the NRM. Peace for the first time in Uganda for a long time.
Ladiru wayo ni eno ni ayo tien lok. Guri mabire tek mawun Lamwo. Mati ya nyuali me Uganda. Umiero bet kitien lok madip. Memi ukui bot pati enare. Mano era yela choka wieni. Pijemi mabeyo mekelo kutsi komkuo umachala nyuali me Uganda.
So you need to see how Chagulanyi can keep peace in Uganda.
Ladiru wayo ni endong. Umiero wan kong wanen. Kada Chagulanyi matiela lawi nupi twero beru la lawi Uganda loro kolo chalo eni
and Muntu and all those people.
Kilu chu mukena mapola ta chalo muntu gi madongjo mukena nyingi pekwane tumi.
So this is the record of the NRM number 1, which you should assess the NRM with.
Ladiru wajini Jimmy mapire tek mina machele eni lokom kuchi. Uwego ka uno tiga gwetu good ma mekwa machalo party umiero neni kuch mapire tek eni wego ku ubiri mabeni wando chobo lokero.
Then the second contribution is Donglobo.
Lok mapire tek mina Mario is development.
Now here You can see, when I look around, I see Dongolobo immediately.
Wachika eni neno I but ping ma chok kama eni tu yeni itika neno development dong tie makome tika nen.
Because Dongolobo has two parts.
Wachi don lobo tie ki para rio nyotai pe rio kira rio.
Part one is economic infrastructure.
Part me achel nyukira me achel era ye don lobo makelo lim iting wan luak me Uganda.
Translate infrastructure as foundation, as musingi.
Kidong don lobo me na mario era ye gero matiga nen ni kung makumberi wan wati neno neki but ping me padibe town council kanyi.
Is economic infrastructure like the roads.
Yo mukera mabere ki gera mabe ma weko wunu tere jami wi chuk ariat ki kabere mapigi tegoni.
The electricity.
Max magi kuba link to it matikin ping kun weko kwa watima yoti.
The telephones.
Lok me kupe yamo ki chim bene tima be.
The water etc.
Pi maleng ma wanu ti kwere villages duju mia bit ki pieri wa bungwen mela mwoni meno ti kintij mabe ma eno timo.
Then there is social infrastructure.
Gin mukera mapire tek bene magi luoni don lobo. Era ye don lobo magi neno ki kom wan danoni.
Which is mainly education and health, schools and health centers.
Magi ye don lobo manen ni kip man rom me ponye ti kwede botwala mo kan ki but Uganda mukere. Don lobo matie kip me yot kom ni woki tij me odi yadi.
When I landed, where I landed with the helicopter, there was a nice primary school there called Loyo Nyero, or something like that.
La dit lobo wajani kama eni pie ye kila tugu neni eni neno gangkwan mabe mada makiluoni padibe primary school.
With good buildings made of cement and bricks.
Wajani gero matie gangkwan enoni nen gero maki yubu ki timiti ki matafali.
Here you can see there's a school here. This looks like a school.
Wajani kama wana tie ye kanyi bene eni neno nen chalo gangfonye.
And when I look in the file here, I see many primary schools and secondary schools.
Ladiru wajani ka eni neno ki te buke kwija. Ineno wel gangfonye tima pol me primary la mo wakime senior bene tima pol ata.
I think Lamwo has got, let me see, secondary schools, they are here. There are 74 government primary schools.
Kaditi awachi wani wan machala la mo kiken watiki gai ponye pagamente maping me primary gen piera bir wiangwen kolo.
There are also 7 government secondary schools.
Watie ki gai ponye pagamente rwama mala me senior gena biro kolo ila mo district. Kere kapeti sub-county mukene pe kwede.
There are many private schools also.
Kidong gai ponye pa jomagi chung pikiken gi makiluoni private benetima pol ila mo district kai.
But for us, we concentrate on the government schools.
Ento wajini en guri me tiche matera tira gai ponye magamente ye dorogi.
And our plan is to have 1 government primary school per parish and 1 government secondary school per sub-county.
Wachi lekwa machalo pati NRM mayeni tele wieni ena yetieni iparishes achel duju miarwa bet ki gai ponye me primary achel kidong me senior achel I sub-county duju matiela mo district.
Therefore, the parishes which don't have government secondary schools will get, and the ones which don't have, the sub-counties which don't have government secondary schools will get.
Aditiga cheke bod won la mo ni gai ponye mafut pe ya ki gero I parishes magipe kwereni iloke mwa bit matiga biro ni ene bitute ni ga mentene o yobo woro bere ki parishes duju matigi gang kwan me primary. Kadong sub-county duju woro bi no 6 secondary school. Kadong chingu 4 pira la mo.
But as we build the new ones, even these 7 secondary schools, in Lamwo alone are very good news for me who knows Uganda from behind.
Owacho ni en bende kere ka beti watiki chukul mesini abiro gi ken ento futwinye yom pien yuru ni pe watika tele Uganda ki ang'ech ero watika wuot kedgi anyim.
In 1961, when I went to Ntare Secondary School, there were very many boys from Acholi, from Lamwo, from all over Uganda. They were there in Ntare with us.
Adiru wacho ni mwakali bachel kimi abungwen ki pier bichel wi achiel eni bedo ka kwani school magiluone Ntare mati Kampala. Pol lutino bulu awume makanyi ya Acholi no gichero ka kwan wakunu pipero megai ponye mesini amano pere ya Acholi kany eto kumberi dong watikere.
Boys like George Abola,
Wacho ni gikwano ki obire machalo George Abola gi
like Chidega.
dano chalo Kidega gi eni kwano geni kere.
He became a police officer. I never saw him again.
Mai kar mukara ng'echo bedo la dit ma eno ti police ento de rip kar malaj ma penere.
Like Martin Lagara,
Wacho ni kwano bene kila cho mano giluonye ni Martin.
like Onying. There were very many boys from all over Uganda.
Ki dano mupol mukene maduong' ata ma pe kwan ne tum gini kwano kedgi Ntare.
And where were they coming to Ntare? Why were they coming to Ntare?
Owacho ni pitien lok muweko joni no gichero I school mabo matie Ntare ni.
Because at that time, there were only 3 government A-level schools. In fact, not government. There were only 3 A-level schools in the whole of Uganda for boys.
Owacho ni gino weko no dano poloko duyu ki kumala me Uganda ma wan watie ye no gichero Ntare ni. Pieni kari ki eno ni no school ma wobe ki kena ye kwana ye no tinyi ga dek ki ken pilogo Uganda luru weko no gin gichero ma pol kuno ni.
And these were Isubi, Budo, and Ntare.
Owacho ni chikuli eni ena ye no bedo budu Kisubu kidong Ntare ma eni kwana ye ni.
And for girls, there were 3, Namagunga, Nabingo, and Gayaza.
School panyera benoti ya dek ki kena Uganda ene na bingo Gayaza kinabisunsa.
So when I come here and I found that in Lamwo alone, now there were no other A-level schools in the whole of Uganda. There were no other A-level schools in the whole of Uganda.
Wani jo school mogi ken no pere ikumala me Uganda kanyo kituwa mo kenani ikare gichani.
Schools like in Nyapea in West Nile were all level.
Owachi school magi luo chala Nyapea gi kikumala me Uganda kanyi no bepe ya kigeri kare gi enoni.
Sasam Rebecca was all level.
Owachi school machalo sa Samuel Beka gini no dongitie karma eni donye lochi.
Teso College Aloyet, only all level.
Owachi school magi luoni Teso College no kwano O level kiken nyo kwan mesini achel magiri yangwen kikeni kare eno ma eni donye lochi.
Muiri in Busoga, all level.
School magi luoni Muiri mati Busoga no benoti O level kiken.
Nyakasura, I'm talking about the old schools, all level.
Owachi school mano gifonyo O level kikeni kare neni chalo Nyakasura gini mono school ma eni noi kare me donye lochi.
So when I come to Lamwo,
Owachi ma en dong ibiro idonye Lamwo ikare me ticheni.
near the Sudan border,
Ma wana ido tia giki me Uganda ki tuak South Sudan kany erini.
and I find that there are Abiro secondary schools in Lamwo. I feel very happy.
Owachi chwenye bero yom tutwal kumbedi tawani ka wan ma wati wa ituak pinyi teng Sudan ka eni wati ki schools abiro kulo me senior. Por ki kar cha mano en free donya lodge ma jimi neno peti ma.
How many are A-level? How many are A-level?
Your Excellency, all these 7 schools which are government aided is both O and A level.
Now you hear. Abiro A-level schools, Piekan, Lamwo.
What have you said?
I'm saying that Abiro secondary schools, Piekan, Lamwo. She doesn't know Acholi this one.
Diptiga wajuni school za biro mati Lamwo ni kitika ponyo me senior maping machaga senior chel ni oyi angwen senior bit ni oyi abichel chwenye yo matira tira ko dong chingu kong pire.
So although we are continuing to add more, but I'm already, you can see success already.
Wajani kere ka bet tiki lek mabe pi wan Lamwo me met well school maduong me senior pichera nyim ento chwenye yom ni dong watiki ya biro dok beno chi ruam me kwana rio ni duju ruam mamalo.
Now for the health, I have seen the health center cities here in the fight here, which are on the ground.
Wajani kai biri lok me yorkom iberu kaneno gai me oriat mati ruam me el center me adek mati Lamwo district kakany enini.
And the health program has already moved very far because I can tell this by the population.
I beg your pardon?
The health program has already moved forward. I can tell this by the population, the size of the population.
Wajani ilok me yorkom mati Lamwo ni en bene nero ni wan wa wor wati anyim mabe kere ka beti ene bi mete ki miyo kony ilok me upgrade ki jemu kene lok me yorkom weko bed mabe atira bi wana nyuwa lime Lamwo district.
Lamwo now has got more than 200,000 people.
Wajani wan Lamwo district kumbere tawa ni wel dano matie kany wakaru dano alip mi ario don kulu pien watiki uriya yela.
You go and check the census of 1979. See how many people were in Lamwo at that time.
Wajani pi wan ma watweru kwanu history ki jimi mukarangech wachiru kong waneno lok machon manyuru wel dano manati Lamwo atigane mwagali bachel kimi abungwen ki piera biru wi abungwen no dano ti manok to twal pe marom ki kombe ti chawani.
I didn't check, but I'm sure the population was much less than this.
Wajani pe gere kinero nyoni ko ibet ki wele ni chawani ento itigi gen ni wel dano manati choni mwakachani nok to twal ke por ki wel wa madwa di da kumbetini.
And the population has grown because the children are no longer dying from diseases.
Wajani tien lok mo weko wan wel watiga nyagi mere wel kama poli pien wan kumbiri chawani ikip me yotkom dano kitika konyo gi mabe to betika nen marach kodi mayang watogi tuanyo gi polio gini piena gwera ti mabe odi yari pagamente.
On the physical infrastructure, on the economic infrastructure, I can see the march has already arrived here. March.
Wajani en bere mapat ki en lok me yotkom ki kwan inero bere wundo tigi mach a link tweet mautimu jemi weng chalo wuno tie wai Kampala kuja umaro sore mangij pi mangij beonero yan kaya tiga lok wa State House.
And I go to this march from very far.
Wajani yani kelo mach eni ki kama bo to twal ka weko bot wan Lamwo.
When the NLM came into government, march was stopping in Lira.
Wajani kar ma enare mudonyi loch mach no gik ki Lira ilubu lao eto no pe bot wa ya Acholi kany.
So I go to the electricity from Lira.
Wachi kelo mach eni waki Lira ka weko bot wa Lamwo district.
All the way to Kona Crack.
Ugono ki Kona Kilak mati Pade district.
All the way to Kitugum.
Ka ubino oi Kitgum mano yamwano beri macha latingi.
Now all the way to Lamwo.
Kadong ti wai district me agike mwateno buti dan dong mach dong ti bot wakany enini.
I'm very happy with that.
Wai chwenye yo matira tira wadon ching wapien don lo boni tika bino bot wakany.
It has not got to everywhere, but it will get there.
Wai ni kere ka bit kumeno eni ngeo ni maya link twitch petie bul Lamwo duju ento mayo bi o is sub county weng mati Lamwo district kachela chel.
Now, if you look at water,
Wajani kawanene lokompi mayana yekwani.
There are 530 villages in Lamwo.
Watie ki villages marama mia bit ki piera de kolo ila Lamwo kan.
And 432 of them have water.
Kom villages ni duju mia ngwen ki piera dek wi ario gi tiki pi maleng. Ma wan tika matone kin pajo.
Water meaning boreholes and things like that. Clean water, boreholes.
Pi maleng metangi ma wan tika matone mia ngwen ki piera dek wi ario ikom mia beach ki piera dek dong oloto watiki pi mabe.
They say here, this is 82%.
Kai duoge win me percentage unyo ichura no wati wa percent piera bor wi ario ikip me beru ki pi maleng ma ena ye kwapi anywali me Uganda ni.
Only 98 villages are remaining without, and they will also get.
Kadiru wajani villages apa wi abu ngwen moni mafut pe ya gitiki pi ni beno bino piero imwaka bit matika bino ni.
On the roads, we still have some work to do.
Wajani lokom yo wan furu don ki tit maumier wati.
But we have also done a good job.
Ento kere ka bet kumeno tit mabe bene dong olo tine lok me yo we down tika wot mabebe.
How do the Acholis skin a cow?
Sorry?
Acholis, how do they skin a cow when you are
En tika wachini wan machala chuli no akwale dia ning.
The Banyankore first puncture the vein here so that it dies. Called Okshogoita. Before the Islamic culture came of cutting the throat.
Wajani ki bot gi kama ene ya nyankole kujani ki bolo gin moni ngutiang kan wa ta ka ki gwa ki mero kwa diang.
It's called Okshogoita.
Wajani ki le ma wuru winyo ma pange o gonya ne piana pe nyankole ni.
Then once it has died,
Wajani ka dong diang o ta
you open the skin.
ti dong wuru ikwanyo del ngeye ni dong lane.
What do you call that opening the skin? You cut here, then you bring like this, you cut here, you bring like this.
Wachi ngolo del le tungkan ngolo del le tungkan.
What do you call it in Acholi?
Yang la diang yang ne ki dele eni ni wa dong wo. It's called Yangone Ladit.
Yango.
Yes.
So, you first yango the cow.
Wajani food dong kong no one ki yao diang kip mano miero ki kwanye kereni wa dong maleng.
Now, when you yango, you first come from here to here, then from here to here, then from the leg like that, up to here, then you open downwards.
Why ke yao ki kanyo o kanyo yao ki kanyo o kanyo da yao ki tiene ka de yao dong cherping.
Then now that's when you start opening the skin, and now you go into the body to cut open the meat.
Why ka de yao ki ma eri por kwereni ti do yabo dong kom riu diangero ka de chako porto bakane dong.
Therefore, with the rods,
Why ni ki tian lok e oni lok me yo.
I had to yango Uganda.
Eri bero ka yango lobo Uganda kip mana neri por kere kip me diangi.
Open the skin.
Kai kwanyo del ngeye.
And how did I yango?
Tika penyeri eri yao ni ning.
I cut from Kampala
Wajini yao ki camping olo kong but diangi ni kitung Kampala.
through Gulu,
Kai biri o gulu.
Kitugum,
Kai o kitgum.
up to Musingo.
Kapa ko chero wa boda musingo machero beno Sudan.
Somewhere, must be on the east side of here.
On the road, the place is called Madiope, Your Excellency.
So I yangoed up to there.
Wacheri yao bat diang eroni pare ter wa musingo mati wan watilu Madiope watiki lam kononi.
Then from Guru, I went to Nimule.
Wajaniki yo gulu icheri yao paka wa nimule. Mati boda Sudan bene.
And from Atiak, I went up to Moyo.
Ki atiak eni doro ping yao but lubani pare ter wa moyo.
And then to Kenya, Maraba, to Congo, to Tanzania, to Rwanda, we had to yango first.
Meteke yao diang eroni itwale Kenya, itwale Malaba, itwale kweretungi Rwanda gi. When furitika yang but diang mamegeni.
So now, what do you call entering the flesh now? After you young, what do you
Ngolo
do?
rio. Ngolo rio. Ngolo rio. Ringo. Cutting the meat now.
Ringo is
Ngolo
meat.
rio means you are now going to start cutting the meat.
Ringo, I know, is meat.
Yes.
So which is,
Rio.
so which is the other word?
Ngolo rio.
Ngo.
Ngolo rio.
Ngwaro.
Ngolo ringo, Your Excellency.
What's this?
Ngolo is Ngolo. Ngolo ringo.
Noro.
Yes.
Noro Ringo.
Ngolo ringo.
So now that's where we are now.
Wachi kumbere chani dong wa o maende miro chako ngolo kum diang rio na ki kome dong kai weko poki dong.
So the Yango is finished.
De tiako yao manaka nen dong o but bare o tiene cheri ala ni ako weng utumo mande miro chako tongo kum rio ki kome me angola botu.
Now what we are talking about here is going inside the meat.
Wajini ande miro don dong kum rio donyo ki regane dong chero dong jamane.
But we could also have done more there.
Wajini bere no kono watimo makaru kaka kenyo enu ni eni lok me ngolo rio ni.
But we get some problem with our people who are not bush fighters like us.
Wajini gino wega pe watimo dong makaru nyopia wa o kama eni mirni o ngol rio wa ieni. Pien watiki pero ki jo mogo mapego beru chalo gien magi luenyo matek yang meno loj ki lum kage bino ki tie gamente ni.
With the bush
Why
fighters,
lokum cham chana?
don't touch many things.
Ladiru wajini gien jo mayangi luenyo lumi gien pegi guru jemi ata kurima wan kumbiri ka wano mir kong dagwa pongo ka dano mukeno nongi.
We believe in kore tikore.
Ladiru wajini wan machalo pati NRM nyo gien magibiru yam kalwenyi lumi gien no gien ki ye dak ki chung ilok meti mujami step by step.
No, you put in better Acholi.
Wachi gien no ki ngi ni mier ki tim jami kore ki kore la bon kuo nyo ki ngolo lok.
Kore tikore.
Kore ki kore.
But some of our people want duchu.
Ento jowa mukene gien ki mier ni ki nongo wengi guo kong pigin ni ken.
Duch maber.
Ni ki mier ki nongo weng pigin ni ken.
You want salaries of public servants to go up. You want this one here. You want.
Ladir utima kija ladir wayo ni wan mapo wabiri luany me lumi. Wamiru ni ki tim jemi o weng la wija chelu. Uweko watinga wayo ni mier ki med muchara palutik. Kono ki get oriat. Kono ki yup yo. Kono ki tim ngo. Jemi ni weng wamiru ni eni tim o la wija chelu mano petuere. Eni tamu ni mier ki tim jemi kore ki kore.
If we did that, we would have done more on this, like the roads. The roads are very important, and the electricity they should be the ones we should concentrate on.
Wayo ni neno ne eni tamu ni kana wan watimu jemi kore ki kore. Eni tamu ni lok me yo eno pire tira. Mierno kongi timu tumoma bea dida kadak timu keno biringe ki timu dok la chen.
So when we touch many things, that's when we do the, I think they call it in Lamwo, poro, scattering.
La diru wayo ni ka wano puara jima puara ma watima ko weng la wija chelo. Weko wano beru ruju ko tij wapenen mabe.
So we are going, but fortunately for economy, Lubanga likes NRM.
Wayo ni ki gum mabe. Luba maro pati NRM mada.
How do I know this?
Wayo ni erineo eni ki tien lok mene.
God has blessed us for the last 65 years.
Wayo ni luba umini wagum bimwaki piara bichel we abit mukara ngechi.
You can imagine I was involved by 1960. This is now 65 years.
Wayo ni kayini chako kwana ni mwaka ali bachel ki miabu ngwen ki piara bichel ni otin. No dong watiki mwaki piara bichel we abit kolo.
And God takes us through all those issues.
Wayo ba tika mete kichwala wan ni woki kwe lok maduong mapolata eni wen kore ki kore.
But there's the example
Ento wayini la bol monitie
of Uganda's petroleum.
ilok meli mo matie Uganda Petroleum.
The British were here for 68 years.
Wayini dul magiluogi ni bris gubere mwaka ilobo Uganda kan pi mwaka piara bichelu ya boro kulu karchani.
And from 1920, they started looking for our oil.
Wati mwaka libachel ki piara bungwe mwaka libachel mi abungwen ki piara rio gen guchao ngiyo mo matie tengom milobo Uganda kan en dul magiluogi ni bricks ni.
They were looking for the oil because there were signs that the oil was there.
Ni Johnny go beru ka yenyu ngom matie tengom mi piano la nen nyola nyut mo no nyuru ni Uganda tiki mo ilobo matie tengom.
There's a place in Bunyoro
Wati ka beru mo ni tie ilobo magiluoni Bunyoro
known as Kibiro. Kibiro.
ka beru na giluoni Chibiro.
Now, Kibira, in the Bantu dialect, means something boiling, boiling.
Wayini ka beru ni eno ni tie ki gin mo ma yenya ki ping ka chero malo.
So there, when you go to Kibiro, you can see the petroleum on the surface coming from underground.
Wayini ka beru ni eno magiluoni Chibiro ni ini nero ngom ma agin cha ma mol biro malo yenyo ni mo ma agi ping biro iwi ngom mati malo ni nen nogo ni ngom no eno ni mo ti tere kunno.
So the British saw it and started looking for the oil from 1920 up to 1956.
Wati mono biriti ikar ma gero o imwaga ni eno ni gucha ngi ngom ni eno ni we get tot mo mati ping kunno ni ako kilo bo Uganda kan.
But Rubanga did not allow them to see the oil.
O wayini lo ba ki kire ma beni po ye we ko lo mono biriti gen go neno mo ma no gi mirni gi totti.
Until they gave up and left.
Baka na gen go jwa chingi ci ben go agu dakko ko lobo gi utara kunno.
When NRM came, we discovered the oil.
Wati kar madong gamento pa NRM mo doni lodge ci dong lumemba gamento pa NRM ay dong uno ngom man mo ti ter ni ka dong kumbiri gena ti ka toto ne pia nyweli me
We are
Uganda.
now going to, it will start flowing next year. That's what you are seeing there on the screen.
Wajini ke lo wa neno ikaberu cha mati maraya pa muono ni TV ni yini neno kaberu ni mwaka manyen kaberu ni chani dong bicha ko toto mo gi liu dong cha ko konya nyweli me Uganda kit me lim.
That is one of the wells.
Wachi ero ni mero tie lonya achel manen makome ilobo Uganda kan.
Behind you can see Le Calbat. That blue. The blue is Le Calbat.
Wachi gama tiga nemma blue la miri chani. Menero chalo poli mero pi magiloni nam Lake Albert.
So with our oil money,
Waje ni kilim mawan wabinoki imo ma wabitoro machala nyweli me Uganda ni.
now that we have already yangled the cow,
Madong bere wa yao budyang wa wengo dong tujune yeni.
now the other one will go into the meat.
Waje ni dong gamento pa NRM dong romo chako poko kitongo rio dong weko romwa o wala mua bot wakany.
Will be much easier.
Obi bere dong yacht.
So this is number 2. Our
Waje
contribution.
eno ni lok mena mario mapire tek meta mani nywak kedwa.
Number 1 is Kuch.
Lok mena machel eri lok me peace.
Number 2 is Donglobo. You put in actually don't mind English.
Lok mena mario eri lok me don lobo.
But now there's the third point,
Lok mena madek mapire tek
which
eri dong tika wachineni.
confuses people.
Eri lok makwako kom wan mawatikany wan dano.
Which confuses people.
Wachi lok manyobo kin wa machalo wan dano lok manyobo wan confusion.
People don't understand it well.
Wachi wan bere machalo wan nyweli me Uganda mala muati yeni pa wan yang lokini ni mabe.
You have heard the tarmac road has arrived in Kitugum, in Madiope, in the Musingo. So there's tarmac road there now.
Wajini wano winyo ni lam onyo gudi lam o ikit gum o imadupei eto no kar mukene pa wanyang kire mabe.
Or you have here, even here, we have health centers, schools.
Kanye ni watie ki odi yari ki gai ponye.
If there is a good tarmac road near your home, are you going to sleep on that road at night?
La dirti ka penye wani kere ka eni geni wa yo lam kakany eni machala nywali mela mua eto pay ger school wan wabi puri lam.
Are you going to sleep there?
Penye ni wan wabi puru kuno.
What do you call sleeping?
Puru. Puru. B-U-T-U. Butu.
Butu.
Yes.
Are you going to Butu on the road?
Kaditika penye ni wuro bi puri yo kuno. Kaki kero lam mano chukul peki gero. We akfonye ki yot komo bet mabe.
Are you going to say, this is a nice health center, let me boot there, unless you are sick?
Wajini, kere kache guaknyo ki ger, el center mabe, mada, ini bicheri buru kunu, mapat kika kumiliet, eoni beno miyo machala pen botwa.
Do you? Where do you boot to?
Wajini wuro bi buru kwene, nyo ini bi buru kwene.
Boot kwene.
La dirti ka penye ni wuro bi buru kwene.
Boot kwene?
Sleep at home, Your Excellency.
Oh, boot gang.
Yes.
My bear.
Enti ka fayo ni buru gang be.
So if you boot my bear,
Wajini ka yiri buru mabe.
like you are here in a meeting now,
Kita kumbeti wuro bino pong matuong ni kachokeni enini.
when you go back to the house,
Wachika idok gangi payo mamigi kamia ki ye mano ibiri kachokeni.
you'll find the chan.
Wachi ian furi bi doge no chan tika kuri gang kuja kiti tenyo kereni.
The chan you left in the morning is still waiting for you, and it will say, Apoyo Bino, we are still here.
Ladiru wajini kana nen mayini agi gang me biri kachokeni. Itenyo chan no ti gang kuja. Chikoni beka idok ikachoke me dok payo. Ino chan beno tika kuri wajini apoye dugu.
So we, in the 1960s, we saw this and we said, those leaders would stand up. No, you people, I brought you a tarmac road. This one, oh yeah. There's something missing here.
Wajini mwagali bachel. Kimi abu wen ki piera bichel. Mayen no peya idonyi lochi. Gamente mekari chana waini oye. Piano gukelo lam. Ento dano duyu mano tie kare eno no tiki chan.
And in English, they were using one word, development.
Wajini ki le muno. No gen gitiu ki nyik lok achel liken eno ye don lobo.
But does the development include? That's why we said that how does the development automatically remove chan from my house?
Eno wajini ikit mayeni neno kwere eni neno ni don lobo mayeni tika lok pire ni. Nem ni ning kai por ki kit level me chan mayeni ti kwere ki oti ka chel.
Because like in Kampala, you've got all these roads there, all there electricity everywhere.
Wajini pian ki Kampala kabiru ni ogani weng no odi ki je mukani o weng majaling twik chikuno.
But the people they call ghetto boys and girls are also in Kampala.
Wajini ento bekere ka beti majaling twik ki je mapigi tego me don lo ni chikuno. Lutina magi luoge ni agonyo ghetto ni gien bena ki tie Kampala kuno.
Some of them don't even have food.
Ukena begi pewa ki gien achama mumiergu cham nino kinino.
Donglo botie.
Ento don lo wotie madira di dai Kampala ko magi pe ki gien achama igini.
Yo maber tie.
Owachi yo magiliyo lamo ni weng bene tie kabedo weng I Kampala kuno.
Machi tie.
Aling twitch bene weng ti kuno.
Pi maber tie.
Pi maleng weng ti kuno dana dio tabadia.
But also chan tie.
Ento chan bene futi kuno koma jimini weng tie ni.
So that's why we said, you people,
Wayini ane tien lok mayani wayini wun baluake.
there's a third word, a word you have forgotten.
Ni ane tien lok mayani wayini wun balutwa.
This is lonyo.
Eni ni lok me lonyo.
You must make a distinction between lonyo and dongolobo.
Wayini mier wan wapok don lobo. Ki bedo ki lonyo I ora chela bet gin makire pat.
Dongolobo is ours.
Lok me don lobo mono bedo gin makwako wanoka duju chala yo ariad dankwan ki je mukene magiluo maguru kom wanoka wenki pini.
But lonyo is mine as an individual.
Ento lok me lonyo bedo gin maguru kom in kachel ki an kenwa. Kai be kwere ne dong in la chan.
As a family.
Machalo pajo.
Or a company.
Onyo machalo dul.
Now, there are some people who listen to our message that time. There are some people who listen to our message in our area there, where I come from.
Wayani kama area ki yeni, jomu kene tie mago winyo lok ke mayani bedo ka wachu lok me poko don lobo, ki lok me lonyo, chalo ginario makire party, dana mu kene winyo ki kama area yeni.
Let me show you some of them. One of them at least. Let me show them one of them.
Wati nere nyuti wu jemi ya chela rio ki kom jema pol ma en iwaje bot jugangi. Ere ye jemi ma chala guakole.
Let them out.
Amazina ninja George Matongo.
Now, that man you are seeing is not a Jomukwano.
Wachil la choni cha mawunu tika neno ne chal mo beru kaloki. Peti ngor mo kwano.
He is a Mnyacharo. What do you say? How do you say? He's a villager.
En ngor ma aki charo. Chalo wane ni mo tipa dibe kanyo awa ginyo apuk puya ngomo romani.
How do you say a villager?
La charo. Chalo wan mo tikan bu dibe kanyi.
The man is a Lacharo.
Wala choni chane tila charo chalo wani kedu mo tikanyi.
Not educated.
Bebeno kwano.
But when they listen to our message,
ente karma yana winyo lok mayani bogo ki wayo ki gangi kunu lok me lonyo I ora chele.
They went from Pur Machon
chuot ki pu ma yama chani.
Pur Manyen.
Chido ucha pu manyen.
And you can see he's rich, he's now selling 900 liters of milk per day.
Watching yana chele kumbeti dong tika chatu chak diang lita mia wen nino ki nino dong tila lonyo.
The price there is low.
Wachiki gangi kunu wel chak wele yot pian diang tima pol dok lu nyet chak ben tima pol.
Because there's a lot of milk there.
Wajani pian ni dano ma pol gitiki chak magi nyero ki kunu wele tima nok ki botgi.
He gets 800 shillings per liter.
Owacho ni lit achiel me chak en charo shilling 100 nino ki nino.
But because the milk is much, he gets
Ento pien ni chak inoti maduong.
21 million shillings a month.
Idwe achiel en no cente million piera rio wi achiel kolo me Uganda.
In a year, that is 250 million.
Manyuti mwaka achiel weng en no tiki cente million 100 ki piera achiel.
And as you see, he has built a good house.
Wajini ere mo neno chal ot mo ni mo nen cha matika nen ma muonya I wichere ni mero ot ma ero ger ni wok ki chene chak ma en nyero jui ki jui ni.
And he has educated children with the private money.
Wajini tiyo ne tuju ero chulu gi ki chene chak ma en charo nero ki nero ni.
That girl you saw was speaking English, and she's a graduate.
Wajini anyaga mo ni ma wunu neno mo beru ka dum gile muono ni mero latina chel pala diti ma ero chulu ki chene chak.
So the message of the NRM from the beginning, when we took over Uganda, was, especially from 1995, please, Lonyo, Pidano, Och, Acher. That's what we used to say.
Eno wajini eno yetien lok ma wero ni chake eni donye loch I mwagali bachel kimia boro. Mwagali bachel kimia bungwen ki piara bor wi abichel iberu ka kwachu lok menyayo lonyo I ora chel pidano duju machala nywali me Uganda
And
furi ka wajene tin
we put money like entirely kwa.
wajene gamente mamege ni ukero chente ikare chani ki nuon limeno ni atandi kwa wa bodwe pa dibe kanyu araberu ki program eno ni NADS beno beru tie ya Acholi kany
Operation Wealth Creation.
lok menyayo limiting dana magi nuoni Operation Wealth Creation beru tie
Emioga.
Emioga beru tie program kaburu boda ki jomu kenne
And now PD.
Mbeti chawani watiki Paris Development Model mafood government tika tiyune.
So let's see some of the people who have succeeded here in Lamwo.
Owayene ani miri nen dana ma uluto programs ma yani kwano ni chake ki yatandi kwa ubiri NADS ubiri Emioga kumbeti owai Paris Development Model dana ma lim eni do guru komu eni miri nen wun ka wunu tikenyo. Kayiri ngeo ni do ino chente PDM kong bere yilti kong.
Yeah, Nana Mercy.
I am Anena Masi.
Until a poor boy sent a Lualkai.
I'm a tailor in Olual Trading Center, which is in Laguri.
Laguri village, Ayila Paris, Gurgur sub-county, Amor district. Kari, Muno foot piano, PDM no. Akie Berugang.
Oh, before getting PDM, I was at home after my senior 4.
Ye, I'm Benagang, project PDM or Chiamba, no China only.
After PDM came in, and then I was able to be given 1 million from PDM money.
Beru Mahali Vario Kipiario, we are one.
It was the year 2024.
Kapir fully do my bore and Marmukar only.
I planted groundnuts in August,
Akadek,
3 acres.
Yaquano, Maquano Beruka Pierre, we are big.
Oh, after harvesting, I was able to realize 35 bags of groundnut.
My child, very million Rio Calimia.
After selling, I was able to get 2,100,000 shillings. On top of that, I was also able to study tailoring as a course. I was having only two showing machines, these 2 singers showing machines. After selling my G-nut, I was able to buy the baby locking machine at the cost of 985,000 shillings. Other balance of the money, I was able to procure 2 goats. I bought them at 180, the cost of 90,000 each. This room we are in, I also rent it 40,000 monthly. Some other balance of money I was able to add with my stock at the cost of 500,000. Some other thing I have already used it to support me at home.
Now,
That is.
you have seen how this girl, Anena,
Wayini wuru neno la men wani maagi amur manyia nena ni.
how she has used the 1 million to get out of poverty.
Kit ma eno ti ukwere ki chente PDM million acheli me akwere ki chan.
When she planted the groundnuts
Kar ma eno pier full ma megeni.
and harvested the first time,
Ma eno no with kori ma nyago nyige pitien me achel.
she already had got more than 2 million.
Eno no chente mukaro million ario ki kom chene me full ma eno charo ni.
Then he bought the other machine of finishing.
Ti uchero mero ki machine me kwaj ma mege me timo overlock ma tie dukane ni.
Bought goats.
Uchero dogo mero bene bongi material ukero kuno.
She's a changed person.
Ti olo to beno mero ngo Jimmy matie dukane ni.
So I appeal to you, all of you.
Sorry?
I appeal to all of them.
Owaje ni en tamme bot wun luak mauti kanye wen kachel.
Use the chance of PDM to get out of poverty.
Ni wati wuno ki gum melim magamento miyo me PDM mi wekwa ay wako ki chan wen kachel wa nyoy lonye ot ma
The
meke.
money will be coming each year, 100 million, 100 million.
Aditi ka chike bot wa ni mwaka duju gamento ma mege bi mete ki miyo chente million mia chel kima kitika miyone komkare. Iparishes duju ni.
We are going to add another 15 million.
Wayini bi mero bene dok chente kom chene me PDM mero ni million apa we are beach.
For the leaders, the local leaders.
Bi joma gen kitika konyo wun machalo boat I parishes ma meku meti utik pa PDM ko dong chingu pien pino pegi gine ni wun lutera me PDM chene dong to be million apa beach mwakalim duju we are going to teach ma meku.
We have not been allowing the leaders, local leaders, to borrow from the 100 million.
Wayini bene I PDM ma beru ka karanget ni o ichawani gametro no peo beru ka ye kilutera me gamo limi enini.
So this 15 will be for the leaders.
En million apa we are biti lutera ma giti PDM ma ji pigi ye ni ko kwan chenteni don wunu bi chago deno ne ki kenyo wunu no ki ye.
And then we are also going to create a fund for the church leaders.
Adiru wayini bene ki bi keru lim iki bego pa joma gi loyo dini ludiru kanisa chalo padi gi bishop ki reverend gi.
According to their parish, to their dioceses or Muslim districts.
Wayini ene bi miyo limi eni ki bego gi ikit ma akita diocese gi onyo Muslim district ma megi no pa dul pa chilam ki dong ite diocese kachalo pa Catholic ki Anglican.
Oh, and also a fund for the cultural leaders.
Wayini en bene bi keru lim ite kicha pa ludiru ma gen gi loyo te kwaro. Ludiru kal kwaro ma chalo wun ludiru ma otie ke me pa dibe lukung para bek agoro ento biro ma chalo ke me Lamwo.
We, the ordinary people, shall continue with the parish.
Ento no jomu kera ni wunu bi mete kit gamo lim ki parishes kit motika gamo ne kumpeti PDM mi.
But these leaders, cultural, religious, they can get, they are not so many, they are not as many as us. They can do it in their dioceses.
Wayini ludiru kanisa, ludiru mete kwaro, gen gibi nongom boj ma megi, ki kama gen gugure ya kula ma megi. wun lo diro te kwaro wun binongo bojwu ki ke kwar ma meku lo diro kanisa wun bino chente limwu we onya ke loni odiwu ki te diocese ma meku onyo Muslim district.
We also want to start a fund for university graduates who have left university for 2 years, they have not got a job.
La diru wa yini en bere tikin lek pilotira maduti ko kwan na university ko kai ti ko kwan degree diploma ibere ko gang pi mwagario ma pe noti chente bi beru ti ma wuro bi gamo me adera we bero chak nya e lonyo me chung pi wu kire mo chan ki odi ma meku.
And funds for boda, for ghetto, all those funds are already there.
La diru wa yini lim komberita wani mayani logoni pidul boda kachel kidul magiluogi ni ghetto lim dong tima ene yere fkera fura nego ma bi beru ka konyo dulario egi mapadi ni wek wun baro riem kichan ki odi ma meku.
There's one issue people have not supported my effort. If they had, would have achieved much more.
La diru wa yini dano ma pol pego chwago ifort ma megenyo yelene wek jimi ma eri tiyuni kunyak nyige ma be pi jema chela rio ngeo ni chamchana giti ye lok me wadi kilo renti ye weko jami pe woro ma be ke ma wano meroni.
In the manifesto of 1996, I introduced free education for children in government schools.
O wayoni I manifesto machon unyo elek pagamento machon memu akali bachel kimi abunwen ki pier abunwen we abichel eni kati ki wit loga don madon adek ma padi me konyo lutina magi kwano I Rome primary ma ping.
But some people keep bringing back charges in government schools.
Ento enfuri no ni waichawa ni koma log me UPE tieni jomu kene lu lodge me school Food gitika keto chol igai ponye pagamente momiar peke chol pierani.
I have never agreed with that policy. I have never agreed with that policy.
O wajani en pe ya en yengi kori policy eno ma won furutika keta twega I wichente ni umia latina chela chelo chol kono PTA kundong UPE dong time nono ni.
I therefore decided to peacefully show that they are wrong.
Wajani endong we ayani wajani iwaja ko mola ling ni won party ka timone mabe.
That's why I started presidential skilling hubs.
Wajani ana ni ayetien lok ma ene ni UP petika won mabe ti ene chako gang ponye meti utichin la bolle bod wa ya Acholi wana teki gulu industrial hub malo tino cherga kwanyo kwach timu je mukene magitimu kichingini.
I don't know whether here there are graduates of my skilling hub in Gulu. Are there some here?
Ladiru wachi miru kwa inen ka wikin wukan oloto watiki lutira magu kwano ki gang kwan mati Gulu ni meti utichingi kai ti kwa il chingi kindano kenyukong.
There are some here. Let's hear their testimony.
Ladiru luongo lutira magu kwano industrial hub me biru ka moko chaden we buru bet ki chaden makwo.
The boy and the girl can speak in local language. Then she will summarize.
Dear President, oh yeah, NRM, oh yeah, I'm yelling Jacinta. A very Padibi Town Council. A more journey, Anna school, a children that's not up, is Guru. A quarter no school president. The deal lobo of level more bangu kirmira for kere. The deal lobo o mio chiente. Ia con mamegwa itwe mukarani. Million Pierre Beach. Ia yom pegimam ze president Otimo. Million Pierre Beach. Idwe ili matacheni. Ia chakene no one oti no ne. La dit president mera fui. Ini arma mogoni million pierre bicho don yakon mamegwa. Wia mir bale. Wia ilo mir bale mi dugula poe. Wayang pa nero kitiana iri wayang pa winyo. Ero te me koma. Kido mira fo la dit lobo. O mira wa fui te gima iri timo. O beru ka konyo wa iyo ma parpat. O beru ka pira wa gitaksyon ma papa mo na po wachamo pidwe po wen.
Okay, what is she saying?
Ano foyo?
Some apoyo la kwara.
Your Excellency, she's called Miss Aling Jacinta, one of your beneficiaries from Gulu Industrial Hub. She's testifying to the congregation that she's one of the benefactors who has been in that school for 9 months, and she's attesting that through your good leadership, after finishing from Gulu Industrial Hub, your good leadership you have given into their accounts shilling above 50 million, which they are going to have as a startup capital to start their business.
What did she study?
Taylor, la coach.
Tailoring. And you had finished what class? And why had you left school?
Your Excellency, she studied tailoring and during the third intake of Gulu Industrial Hub.
Yeah, but she had left school at what level?
An mapea chero kunu magi okwani pics eba kubiri chawo ne ati igi result senior for a president ayo mio.
Your Excellency, before Jacinta joined Gulu Industrial Hub, she was a P6 dropped out. But as she speaks right now, she is already having a certificate that she got from the Industrial Hub.
She had dropped out of P6. Why?
Pingo ana kwa agi class abichel pien ker po mama na pe mi chulo amni medekere pien lo tieno duong.
Your Excellency, she's saying that the reason why she dropped out in P6 because her parents had so many children and they were unable to pay for her further studies.
Very good. Now the boy. Apoyo la kwara.
Thank you.
Museveni oye. Anya gilone rubaka na Daniel. Ake Madupe sub-county.
No, the two are enough. Two are enough.
Bela ten kwan mo kwan yin teng mang wen. Mo teaching me welding. Mana me dat work for je bola dilo ba. Igin ma be ma na ber ga timne pe wa. Ki pe joma no no go karchon. Pa chel gino wan no kuja. Pero ngej me teaching. Mario. Obero patriotism. You don't mindset change. You don't watch your one no. Your one no. Jema bay mo kan ke kuno. Marong kawate no do duong ata. Me adwa fo je bola di lobo. Male ka dang ni. Yele ne ka chen. Omi yo kui. Bora. Kaya Amerika tena wa. Ameta for. Ameta RDC. Kacel gasi sang RDC. Berga kwa welding.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You can go and sit. Go and sit.
Your Excellency, my son here is called
He had dropped out of school what?
network is dropping.
Ana wa kakwan senior there. Pero pepe mo mate gang. Wala long ma chene.
Thank you.
Your Excellency, your son there is called Ruba Kenneth Daniel, who hails from Madiope sub-county. He studied during the 4th intake at Gulu Industrial Hub. He was here thanking you for your diligent leadership that took them there, and they were taken well care of. They did not only study what took them there. For example, for him, he was doing welding and fabrication. And then, apart from doing that, they learn doing things on their own, which is the unskilling. But apart from that, the Institute also gave them the mindset change of creating jobs, but not only looking for jobs. And also being a patriotic Ugandans. That is what they learned from the Industrial Hub. And then he went ahead to say that the reason why he dropped from Senior 3, because his parents were unable to continue paying his schools in the formal education sector.
So
and
now,
he ended up by saying that the people of Lamwo should continue entrusting you with their votes and vote you in the forthcoming election overwhelmingly.
thank you. Now, there are 3 things here. There are 3 things you can learn from this.
Laditi awajini tijemi adek mawan wafonyo ki komlok malutina rioni gumoko chaden ki ye kakanyi.
These children had been thrown in the dustbin.
Wachi lutina wa eni madon kumberi ginen mamuanya dongi tike anyi mabeni no dongi bolo gimna ko bu yugi.
Forgotten.
Beno dong wi wi logi komgi.
Number 1.
Log me na machel.
Number 2, with the training
Wachi ki fonye maguno ki kwijani.
and the mindset change,
Kibena damgi maki logo ki tamma beye magubero ka none ki industrial hapni.
they have become very productive people.
Why lutino ni eri ni kumberi dongi ti anywali mati gipira tega di da bot ko tien gi doi kwa gi kengi ki kwa padano machari ngeri gi chala warigi.
Just for 6 months.
Eto kun kuberi gang kwani chani pidwe abichel gi keneno dongi ti dano mabea tira magi chung ki tien gi ariyo.
You will see what they are producing.
Wajini wondo winyo ki iru jimi magendong tiga timune ngad matila kwach kila wang nyonyoni.
But number 3, they studied, I educated them free without charges.
Wachi eto dong mapire tek loyo ene mina madeki ni gamente mamege tetera mamege ni ene ponye lutino eni ni menono mapege chulo pire kunu gien ku kwano menono.
Let's see what they are producing.
En chali cha motiga neno neni meno yi jami maki kwano ki Gulu Industrial Hub malutino wani tikin joma gien ku yubu jani chani.
Now, those products, some of them are products Uganda has been importing from China, from Dubai, from Italy.
Wachi ka waneno with jami mapadi padi cha malotina wagitika yupone ki Gulu Industrial Happy. Mero jami manene chon. Anywali me Uganda no gi wilu ki lobo mawako chali Dubai, koni China, kaki kela Uganda kanya to kumpiri kitika yubone wa botwa Gulu kany mati ya Acholi.
Now, within 6 months, children who had dropped out of P6, P2, there's one I saw had never been to P1, they are now making them here, in Gulu here.
La diti America wale ni gang ponye ni cha mati Gulu Industrial Happy, inge dwebi che liken kumbeti, no latin dong tiki ngej, meti mujemi kita yupo moduny, yupo chabun mapige, kadu wich, kimu kena mapola ta, wangu dugola kita mabeyo mawuno tika neno neni.
And yet, my training is more expensive than necessary because I have got a few centers. The children are coming from far. I need to accommodate them, feed them, they sleep there. It makes it more expensive.
Wajani gang ponye ni chani, wile tek tutwal kani do ke chula. Mapeya la tieno chero kunu en ko igero menero ni industrial abu berutie kaburu palatino berutie chamme nono tie wakeje mi metit kilo ponye ma ponyo gi manyuti welim ma erikero kunu we anyoli me Uganda ma ya Acholi ke kaberu mukera go non ponye oberu lim madira tira.
What we proposed under UPE were day schools. Primary school per parish, secondary school per sub-county, so that the children sleep at home, go study, go back.
Wajani keep my young son eno igamente ne riberu ki lekwere dokitam ni school dojo pagamente me primary I UPE program umialo tino wot ki gang itere kwano diko idugi puru gang ubon mamani kutieno. Boarding in private school.
Now, the strategy here was to enable the government to provide education for all, but affordably.
Ladiru wa ini tian lok muwe ko gamente neno utamoni lutino wagu wara ki gang school pa gamente ni era yeme we ko gamente obed kikeru mecho lutino enini menono mechako kwan ni chake ki class achel me primary ni o ka gen ku penye I class abiro I PLE mano gen gitika kwan me nono gamente ye chulo mera ye no bero lek magene chuo kwere machalo gamente mamege.
What you don't have gang is one manyen. That's what you don't have gang.
Ladiru wajani gen mawaro pe kwere pati wakwija era ye don kwan manyen. Anyone will pay kwere.
That's what we are looking for. One manyen.
Wajani wandong kumbere chani watika ni kayenyu kwan manyen. Mamu kene la bole ene chale industrial hub malutino kwana teaching ye. Wekwa belu nya teach eno pelo yen teach.
We are not looking for Nino sleeping.
Ladiru wajani wanpe watika yenyu Nino.
You Nino gang.
Peo miero wa bet joma wa yenyu ni wa nira ki ken gang kwija.
Cham gang.
Wa beru mera ka cham ki ken gang kwija.
Because even people who don't study it.
No one better don't pay wa kwana eto mera taka wa chamo no pega wa tumo.
They also sleep.
Ti better no keri ka pay wa kwana eto no food wa nino.
So the emphasis in school should be kwan.
Sorry?
The emphasis in the school should be kwan.
Wajani game mapira teki chawa ni ene yedong lok me kwan.
So that the little money we have is used to build classrooms. The little money we have should be used to build classrooms.
Ladiru wa ini tiente manok magamento ti kwere ni iboti. Umiero don kiti kwere meketu odi kwan. Mati gang kwan we kwan wat mabe pianyweli me Uganda mawan Lamwo wati yeni.
Build classrooms.
Kaki ger odi kwan.
Build laboratory.
Ketu laboratory kapimu jemi matino me fonye.
Build library.
Ketu odi me kero book malutino ki kwana machala library.
Build teachers' houses.
Odi me bere pale fonye matima nok tutwali.
And pay teachers.
Kidong chulo lufonye malokati matera tira. Lufonye ko dong tingu ka otikanyo jone.
And then the children can Nino Pacho can sleep at home.
Sorry?
The children can sleep at home.
Wajani lutino giromo puru pajo. Keri ka pegiti dormitory nyogi pay boarding. Ento no odi kwanti mabe. Kaketo book makiluoni library timabe. Laboratory ma wega lutino wa timu pen mabe no timabe. Odi mebe pale fonye no timabe. Ke chente me chulo lufonye. Wega lufonye be long pego bed ka jemo kori mago beru ti no jemi weng tima oromi department me fonye.
This would enable us to provide free education for all.
Era yitien lok ma wego no en fudi mete ki lek ki neno mabe ni miero ki mete ki miyo pwony me nono pilotino me anywali me Uganda i UPE.
In government schools.
In school pagamento matie Uganda ni duju ma wan Lamwo watie ye.
The rich people can send their children to private schools.
Wali ni lulonyo gira gitwero mete ki chwala lutino gi in school matung pire kene magiluoni private schools. E oni dik pay ye.
I therefore appeal to you, all of you, support my policy of free education for the children in the government schools in the coming government.
Ladir wali en free mete ki leku woon. Ni mier uro me chwak, I policy ma mega nyo chik, me wanyo ni anywali me Uganda duju, o mier non kwane ruam mamalo, ma peke chulu pire, ena ye UPE program mi. Wek anywali me Uganda gu wat mabe, no wan Lamwo wati ye bere.
Now, finally,
Wachi me agikine,
for Teso, Lango, Acholi,
wan kara magiluwa wani Acholi te sokilao.
These areas were affected by war and cattle rustling.
Wan wabere ki luwen mayam chon diyewa ki yagwa wani wen karma wan po bere mabe.
And when we defeated the insecurity, we wanted to rehabilitate them by restocking the area, the cattle.
Ladiru wajo ni karma don kuju temu duogo, gamento nenu yelu tutwal, menero ni oloto ke rojo jemi madano yamu ruenyu chalo diaini ki program magiluoni restocking wekno wabetie kwede.
We in fact started restocking.
Sorry?
We in fact started restocking.
Wachi bero no don lok me restocking no don ki chako ko eni karni chani.
But at some stage, some lawyers came in
Wachi no dier kamoni kenyo jemi ne ochero si balego.
and made it a legal issue.
Weko kene duogi lok mapola ta maponya nyige kin me duako le mayamu ruenyi.
And we tried to go along with them.
Waju bero ni jemi mapol ero ni ene tama ni olutoi wek mugo waro ki karo ki te.
But after spending 159 billion shillings,
Waju ni ki inge lanyu le madip billion mia chel ki piara bijwe abu ngwen kulo.
and without seeing good results,
Mabera duoki ne kun po biro mabe lok en me restocking eno ni.
I wanted to find out more.
Ene chero katimu kwechi tama ni mier ko nong tien lok matut pingo jemi ni po waro mabe.
I called the leaders of Teso, Lango, Acholi.
Tieni luo lutiro mago aki teso lutiro mo agi lao ki botwa ya Acholi kan wekeni pengo gi kome mauti me.
And we discussed it, and I said, it seems there is quite a bit of war in this money.
Ladiru wajani ki kom li madip ma ene chwalo me chulu diai wuma yamu ruenyi eni no ni kuo bero madira tira chamchana uweko diai wupe ki chulu kit ma ene biako ni miero time kwere ni.
Then I said, we should do like PDM.
Tila diru wajani endo itugi moko tame ni lok me chulu diai pa Acholi diai pa lao ki diai pa teso umierende weko betalo program me PDM makumbere tika timeni.
Where we deal directly with the families.
Mano don ki bibero kat tute mener ni ki guru kom wun keno ka chela chel nyo ot ka chela chel.
And I proposed that we could give like 3 cows per family, or 5, not more than.
La diru wajani inero ne ki kita gamento ne tikwere ki kichali me itika bia koni chulu diai ma megwa ma yam rueny I ora chela chel nyo kana chela chel bibero ikin diai adek onyo abit eto pekaro kenyo ki olio ko duju mano mati ya Acholi kan.
After consultation, the majority of the people, you are all consulted, majority of the people said 5 cows per homestead is good.
La diru wayo ni enno itamo pire kena ni chegwak dia adek onyo abit wera ento ki lok kitama bejo mai no kikin wunluak me chwala lo wai tieri no ni dia abit era ye woro mo ni mier ki mi pi ora chela mati ya Acholi do chingu pian mero bero duan wu.
So this we are now discussing it in the government. I've written to the Prime Minister to sit down, because me, I'm busy with this campaign, and plan how to start implementing this.
Adiro wa ni kilok doku ma wonu wajo pitia bija kana cheli endo imi oti bolla Prime Minister me Uganda na banja robina me beru ping ki goya plan kid me nera me chago tiu jemi eni kore ki kore we wonu nong tie u mayamo roenyi ko dong tingu dola mo Museveni oye.
Some leaders also pointed out that in the case of Acholi, the war was here from the beginning and it stayed longer.
Sorry?
In the case of Acholi, the committee also pointed out that the war was in Acholi for longer and it was here, mostly here, the war was mostly here. Mm-hmm. And therefore they were saying that we could also look at some of those who legally qualify, also look at them. That's what we are studying.
Adiru wajuni mapat kitia wa bija makbichulu pira kimi kana chela chenyo ora chela cheli. Wan machala choli wa biri lwen matek. Lutela me acholi malom embas me parliamenti ye ruodi ludiru kara kiludiru dini. Gu waju bot en ni umyeru kinen lok komachulu ben mapat kilau kiteso. Ento eno ni eni lego ni wun ko di chunyuma nok. En furi chwalo dang ne ti kin wu ka ngiyo ka jemi e oni twere kit me neno yo me konyo wun ikombal ma yamo time ma Joseph konyo kere komo ma chalo lwen ma wabere kwere kampi nagani.
But on the issue of the 5 cows per homestead, that one is agreed by everybody.
Ladiro wa yini lok me tiya ya bija bit piga chela cheli eno ni modong lok mo lil pege bilar eno bitiye ye kodong tingu Museveni oye! Museveni oye!
Therefore, I'm now here to present you some of the points in the manifesto, and today I have presented you 3: Kuch, Donglobo, and Lonyo.
Adiru wajuni kitian loki enoni tin eni nywago idwutien loga dek ilek muwego en fruti akwaye wun ni umerigi mi ugempi mwaga bit were eni tel wun machala president melobo Uganda log mapira tek mena machele eni ye kuch log mapira tek mena mario eni ye don lobo log mapira tek tira eni ye log menya ye lonyo I ora chela maguru kom in ki an.
I have shown you what has already been done and what we are planning to do.
Ladiru wajuni kitien loga deki enoni eri kwidu kin lok wen kore ki kore. Ijimi mabeju ilek ma eni chikwede memmete ki doro wana nyweli me Uganda mala muoti ye. Kidong jimi mabeju mautine ki plan meti umukene mabeju mapula ta. Waton chingwa pire.
There are 4 other points in our manifesto, but those we shall talk to them. Our leaders will talk to you about them. And also, when I have enough time, I'll also talk about them. You keep listening to the radios.
Ladiru wajuni Jimmy kilek mukene mayan pe guru komekani manifesto angwen mudong weko bera biro ni. Wan lutela manguru keru geni komwa. Kilutela me pati matila muo kany. Wabi log mega ka en. We're looking at Ungetoga or in Payo. We're one bed ki yeyo ki chaden me mi ugen pi mwaka bit. Bot en machala choga we moin me Uganda. Mukene wono be meregi winyo negi bore ki radio stations ma pat ma wono winyo juini.
Apoyo matich kwir maber.
Ladiru wa eni 4 1 2 12 Museveni oye!